coming and then like look back at what we did. Is that smart?
So last year, something Planned Parenthood was working on is what we call the PAC Act, which stands for Protect Access to Contraceptives. So essentially the goal was, when the ACA was being under attack, we wanted to make sure that in Minnesota, people wouldn't lose access for protection to birth control, essentially. So making that a permanent part of Minnesota law, that women or people in this state would always have access to birth control through their employer. So it was introduced last year and it never made it out of committee, but we are reintroducing it with the help of Lori Halverson, and we are making it a priority this year, which is very exciting. And since we have a Democratic House in the state now, there seems like a really good chance that we could make it work, because we're fairly confident that Governor Walz would also approve of it. So that's one really exciting thing. Additionally, we're working towards comprehensive sex education in Minnesota, because what we have now, I don't know if anyone's been to a public school in Minnesota, not the best sexual education.
Not even remotely close.
No, and it's not as regulated as we want it to be. So there's very vague standards with what needs to be taught and what is required to be taught, and what can just be left up to the discretion of who's ever doing the teaching, which when it comes to sex education is not good. So making sure that we are teaching students about birth control, healthy sex, healthy relationships, how sex operates across, queer gender identities, and what different kinds of sex look like, and what unhealthy sex looks like. So specifically, we're going to be focusing on consent for a lot of that, as well as STDs, pregnancy, basically going away from an abstinence-only approach. So that would be K through 12 education. Yeah, which is huge. Which, studies have shown, comprehensive sex education goes towards fixing problems like sexual assault rates, teen pregnancy rates, just all of that is a systemic thing. We are, of course, going to be looking at the Title X gag rule, which is kind of in that middle phase where it hasn't been implemented yet, but we're expecting it to be dropped any day now. So, I don't know if Jane, you want to...
Sure, yeah. So the Title X is how a lot of clinics and Planned Parenthood gets funding for things like birth control. So the Trump administration has proposed this rule that's currently under consideration that would cut federal funding for clinics or educators that would perform, refer, or talk about abortion. So that's pretty expansive, right? So obviously that's something we've been really invested in, and we had all of our volunteers submit comments during the comment period, and we're just kind of waiting for that rule to come down. We've been able to delay it for a while, especially the government shutdown actually is continuing to delay that. But we assume that once government's back in business, that rule will be coming down soon. So we'll have a lot of legislative action on that. We'll be calling a lot of people. And then, of course, the midterms, I know none of us want to talk about elections again, but we had a great success in 2018, and 2020 is around the corner. Obviously, all of you know, Andrew Craig, yay, we got her elected. The three of us and Lacey in a different role worked in this area to make that happen. We actually knocked on 4,542 doors this past election cycle, and we've called over 26,000 people to get them to turn out the vote. So this was the biggest electoral program that we've run in the state, and it was really awesome. So this isn't the first time we've had a pro-choice majority in the Minnesota House, it's the second time, but it's the biggest margin, and we need to keep it that way, because not all Democrats are pro-choice. So we have to keep an eye on that. And then in 2020, the Senate elections, there's a lot of seats that are going to come up that are competitive in this area, and we can flip into somebody's pro-choice.
So
Yes.